Hey, Threadheads, we're taking you on one unique ride today, and we're doing it at the most unique place in St. Louis, City Museum.
Good morning, family. It's time to hit the streets. I've got good news today. It's time to be the change. It's time to stand up, get up, 'cause it's time to get up.
From the mind of Bob Castley comes this amazing place. If you haven't been, you got to check it out.
Hey, good to see you again, Tim.
Good to see you, Rick.
I got all sorts of stuff to show you.
Let's go.
City Museum, to me, is an evolving sculpture. It's basically a work of art with playground aspects. This is recycled material built over and over again to cause a play between family and friends. You usually hear like screams when people come in, or you'll hear better than Disney World, which that always feels good, or my favorite location, so that's great. So Bob's Golan, and what he always said was, if he had a mission statement, it was going to be, we seek the white whale, we seek the impossible, you know? And that's what we're doing. We're just trying to push the boundaries of play. I just want people to come have a good time and spend time with their families. And then the great thing about City Museum is you interact with other people. You might get stuck in a tunnel and you may not know the man in front of you, but you're going to need his help. The conversation was, have you been there? Did you see this? And then people start to realize that they've missed something and they got to go back, or that guest will take them and show them. So you have to interact with people you don't know, and I think that's great.
Rick, the castle is awesome, man.
The castle is cool, but check this out.
Yeah.
These are train wheels turned on their side to build a spiral staircase to access this slide right here.
What, are you kidding me?
That's what the guys do.
I'm so checking this out. Oh, man. This is awesome. I mean, seriously, who would have thought you could take train wheels, put them on their side, and turn it into a spiral staircase? But then again, who would have thought you could bless people in such a powerful way through fast food? All right, Jamie, how do I look?
Hi.
Ready for action. Yeah.
Yes, and there's your name tag right here.
Okay.
On your chair.
Goes go on this side?
Yeah, that's
This
right.
Oh, right here.
And what's missing?
Man, you got a really cool hat. I wish I had a hat like that.
I got a hat just for you.
Yes.
Just for you.
Yes. This weighs more than I do. How do I look?
You look wonderful.
He is the face of McDonald's in Ellisville. He sets the culture here. He's always happy. He's always brings everybody else up.
Jamie is definitely a local treasure here. Everybody that knows Jamie loves Jamie.
I am training. Right. Jamie's showing me the ropes.
Well, you got Jamie's a legend in Ellisville.
29 years.
Yeah.
29 years.
I've been here about 29 minutes.
With his disabilities, he should be a wallflower, and he's anything but.
I think about all my customers. That's what I love. Caring about my customer every morning. I don't think about money at all.
He does know every customer that walks in the door. He knows their kids, their grandkids.
Yeah, I have a lot of loyal customers. They come here, they can bring me pins for my hat. I have 12 hat full pins right now.
12 hats?
This one has 292 pins on this hat right now. The one you have is 55 pins right now. The customers go on their trip, they give it to me, or they buy it, or the manager will reward me pins a couple of times. They give me pins, I keep adding to my pins.
Christmas time, you want to know how much he's loved. People bring him gift certificates, presents. I mean, he'll walk out with a box full of stuff during Christmas time.
This customer gave me my very own bobblehead.
You got your own bobblehead?
Yep, I got my own bobblehead.
What does it mean to you when someone comes and gives you something like that?
Well, it means to me they love me a lot. I love them back.
He has a profound hearing loss. He didn't let his disabilities get in his way. He's gregarious. You don't turn him off. And I think his persistence got him where he is today.
You're serving food here, but he's serving more than that, isn't he?
He's serving smiles, like he likes to say.
You always have to smile. So if you smile, it makes them welcome back to come here. If you don't smile, they don't want to go come back. So that's why I like to smile all the time.
Do you ever have a bad day at work?
A couple of times I do, but what I do, I just think about customers. And it helps me. I know I can make it through the day. Thank you for coming. Have a good day.
I don't know. It's something about him. He brings out the happiness in people. So that's good.
Can you imagine McDonald's Ellisville without Jamie?
I could, but I wouldn't want to. He makes it fun.
Oh man, is Jamie amazing or what? He's been making people smile at that McDonald's for 29 years. Making people smile. Just like these spun chairs by Thomas Heatherwick. Pretty awesome, right? Hey, I got another ministry that's in the food service business in a totally different way. We're talking about Brendan's Backpacks. Ooh.
We started the program back in 2011. Brendan was at the point where he needed an Eagle Scout project in Scouts.
We were in the Smoky Mountains. We're coming home from the Smoky Mountains, and we were somewhere in Kentucky.
We kept hearing on the radio, bring food for Friday backpacks. So I came home and we Googled Friday backpacks. And we came up with the University of Kentucky. So I called them to find out exactly what a Friday backpack was.
And then we went to the social workers and said, do we really need this?
And everybody that I talked to, all my teacher friends said, yes, this would definitely be a need.
We started with 4 kids at Windsor District, and then we're at 70 schools now. We serve around 1,300, 1,400 kids a week.
These kids have what we call food insecurities. They don't know where their next meal is coming from. They don't know where they're going to live tomorrow. They don't know who they're going to be living with tomorrow. As a child, the first thing that you do after school, you can ask any child and they're going to say, I go home and I go to the pantry. I see what there is to eat in the pantry. Well, these children don't have that option. They get free breakfast and lunch throughout, the week at school, and then they go home to nothing. They have no food at home. Either they have no parents at home or parents don't have the money.
Every week, the numbers go up, every week. When there's a school that goes down, there's always a school that goes up.
I heard about what they were doing in my own community, and something just told me that I needed to go. The next week, I showed up, and I've been there ever since. It's kind of where I found my purpose. These kids and feeding these hungry kids in our community has become part of my purpose.
On Tuesdays is the day that we pack all the backpacks. That's when all of our volunteers come in, and we pack all the backpacks as we make sure that they have enough food for the weekend. They have breakfast, lunch, snacks. The food comes from donations. The food comes from individuals, churches. We have food drives more than anything. We purchase all the cans. We purchase from Aldi's every week. We spend at least $1,600 a week on canned food, on your soups and your pastas from Aldi's. We rely a lot on Facebook so people can know what the need is, so people can drop off the items. We have different drop-off locations. The greatest need would be breakfast, as far as like Pop-Tarts, breakfast bars, oatmeal, single-serve items. After it's all packed on Tuesday, the drivers come in on different days, depending on which day they deliver. And this is all anonymous. We do not know anybody's names. We just know a number at a school district.
It's an Eagle Scout project that really keeps on going. It keeps on giving, and that's rare, I think, for something to go on for so long and grow to be so much bigger than he even imagined back then.
New volunteer in the house.
Every Tuesday.
Newbie. All right, this I'm going beefaroni.
You do whatever your little heart desires.
Chicken noodle, tomato. Bam! Look at that.
They're going to start on a different school.
Look at that. I finished that school. How about that? Brendan, you're the logistics. I'm just the muscle.
Hopefully we get to keep feeding these hungry kids because, like I said, otherwise there'd be nothing for them.
Is that a great ministry or what? Unique, right? And to think it all started with an Eagle Scout project. And now look how many folks they're feeding. You know what else is unique? This structure right here at City Museum. Check it out. All of this was built to accommodate that little door. You ever wonder what's on the other side of the little door? Come on, you know you do. I do. And we're gonna check it out. I'll see you on the other side. Ooh, yeah.
Our first mission is bring glory to God. That's why we're here. We have a talent, just happens to be banking.
So M1 Bank is banking on a mission fueled by the power of purpose.
It gets a point in your life where you got to live it every day, not just believe it.
I'm believing that this is going to catch on and we're all going to shred up.
For us in our house, this is how we're going to serve the Lord and His purpose. And we're going to do it through the financial institution that happens to be called M1 Bank.
Hey friends, let's be honest. Nobody knows what the future holds, but we all know what we want our future to look like. Lower taxes, guaranteed income, financial stability. Sound pretty good? Now, all you have to do is call an attorney, an insurance agent, a money manager, and a tax advisor. Or you can call the one place that has it all under one roof. Our friends at Circle of Advisors secure us. In 20 years, not a single client has lost even a dime due to market volatility. They've walked with the thread since day one to help secure our future, and they'll do the same for you too. You no doubt know Don Brown.
Don Brown Chevrolet? Don Brown Chevrolet. Don Brown Chevrolet.
And you probably know that Don has a flair for fashion and a knack for cars, but he also has a heart for people.
I learned from my father a long time ago, it's not about one person, it's about the entire community. It is a car business, but it's a people business. It's about the people. It's not about the products, it's about the people.
If you're in the market for a car, come to Don Brown, where it's people over process.
And we're proud to be part of the Thread family, and we'd love to be part of your family.
Oh, what's on the other side of the little door? Ooh, yeah. We got lights, glass, metal. Welcome back to the Thread. Hey, we told you this whole structure was inspired by that little door. Pretty cool, right? These are pans from Hostess. I love that. Hey, we've got another cool ministry that was built for a whole other purpose than any knowledge or know-how of the business they were starting. It was all for a much bigger need.
Sacred Grounds is a company that makes great coffee, hiring people with mental disabilities so we can give the community a chance to see what they are capable of doing. My son is Josh, and he's 28 years old. He has Down syndrome, and he's been a blessing to our family and to the community. He loves people. So our motivation for this was our son and his friends. We see them go out and get jobs in different places, and almost every time that they do that, they end up being put back in the back room doing jobs that they don't necessarily want to do. My son, for example, he always wants to run the cash register. No one will let him run a cash register in a restaurant. We decided that he is very capable of running a cash register, and we've made that possible through this truck. In the mornings, he's excited about getting up and going to work. He'll volunteer in the truck even when he's not scheduled to work. We have 4 employees, and for every employee we have one volunteer that's working with those people in the truck. They are actually being baristas. They are making drinks completely inside there.
I like serving all the drinks and being with all these people. They're very nice.
Yeah, I make drinks, coffee, frozen lemonades, iced lattes.
The drinks here are really good. They're always made really quickly too, and they're fresh.
They're so good, and it's so cool how good they are from like a truck like this. Like it's almost better than Starbucks.
How does that make you feel?
Makes me feel great. If they're happy, I'm happy.
We never had a coffee shop, had no interest in coffee other than just pulling a cup out of your Keurig machine. And we started talking with our pastor, and he was thinking about starting a coffee ministry, and boy, the bells went off, and it's like, we'll talk about a perfect opportunity. So in 3 months, we were able to get the design and everything together, and in 5 months, build the truck, have everything ready to go, and out and working. The money is not important to these guys. It's not about just the opportunity to work, it's the opportunity to be involved with the community and the people around them.
I like enjoying working for Sacred Grounds Coffee.
What do you like about working here?
I like making people happy.
I like to smile and all kinds of things.
Do you like to see other people smile?
Yes.
What is it about somebody else smiling that makes you smile?
I don't know.
It just does, doesn't it?
Yeah, it just makes me happy.
Lutheran High doesn't have a community of people with mental disabilities, and they're getting a chance to interact with these kids and experience the love that they have for the people around them.
This is like a break from my day, and seeing them so happy, it inspires me to want to go to my job and do a better job, actually.
It's really like inspiring to see, because we always complain we don't want to work, but like these people do it with a smile at all times, and they're always happy to be here, which kind of inspires us to do the same.
I just get up bright and early, just making people happy, and just come up and get some coffees.
It's what you do.
Yep.
Boom. Love it. I love that story. And I love the creative nature of it because it's not something they knew how to do. It's just something they knew would fill a need they knew they had. That's creativity at work. Oh, Rick, you got a pinball arcade in here as well?
We do. 45 vintage pinball machines, 25 cents a piece.
20, just a quarter to play?
Old school prices.
I love it. Hey, you know, I got a game that you can play.
Really?
It's gonna require you answering some questions. We're at City Museum and it's time for the hot seat! Yeah! We've got Rick Irwin in the hot seat, all his friends surrounding him. You ready to go, Rick?
I'm ready, let's do this.
All right, here's the category. It is museum, city museum, or amusement park. I will name some items. You tell me whether they're found in museums, city museum, or amusement park. You ready to go?
Let's do it.
All right, here we go. Clock will start when I ask the first question. Slides and caves.
City Museum.
Yeah, absolutely. Turkey legs.
Amusement park.
Yeah, absolutely. Kind of a standard. Pumpkins flying out of windows.
City Museum.
City Museum, yeah. A pinball arcade.
City Museum.
Yeah. Cool stuff you can't touch.
Museum.
Museum. Cool stuff you can climb on.
City Museum.
Yeah, absolutely. It has a circus inside of it. Are you kidding me?
City Museum.
Yeah, City Museum. The world's largest underpants.
City Museum.
City Museum. Depending on the ride at the amusement park, it may be the world's dirtiest underpants. I'm just saying. And lastly, this is the wackiest, wildest, most unique place in St. Louis.
City Museum.
City Museum. Hey, guess what, Rick? You just conquered the hot seat right here on the thing. Nicely done. They do have the underpants, too. I've seen it.
We are absolutely scorching some deals like you'll never believe here this Black Friday. Get ready because it's coming to you.
What? Our time's almost up together already? You mean I gotta wait till next Saturday? That's way too long. We gotta catch up during the week. I got a great idea. Hey, why don't you follow us on social media? Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You know, we've got content that doesn't actually fit on our 30-minute show, right? And we're adding new messages all the time. So follow us, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. It's our way to keep up with you throughout the week. And we can thread up all week long. Follow us, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. See you soon.
Welcome here at the Black Friday Shoot for Stash Home. We will be showing you some sneak peeks, so stay tuned.
Hey, Kelly.
Hey, Tim. You ready to meet this week's USA Mortgage Changemaker?
You know I am.
Come on.
All right, Doug, tell me how you're changing your community.
So about 10 or 12 years ago, I started the Midwest Wing Fest, Inc., and we did it to raise money for combat wounded and fallen soldiers. So we've grown from just an idea to about 40,000 people that come out every year. It is quite amazing. We've got 5 live bands. We've got 25 different food vendors.
How does it make you feel to be a part of something like this?
You know, it's amazing. Every year when we see the fun everybody's having, that's huge. But when we take Purple Heart recipients or Gold Star families out to Ohio for the Warrior Weekend, and we see the healing and the fun and everything that takes place, man, you just have to see it.
Why is it important to invest in community?
I think that a whole lot of people spend a lot of time talking about what they don't like or what they wish things were more like. And I think if you want it to be better, make it better.
Wow, Kelly, another great story.
Absolutely. There'll be another one next episode.
Until then, you find your unique way to become a change maker. Welcome back to The Thread. You know, you can't come to City Museum and not check out the caves. Rick, these are amazing.
These are, Bob built these in 2002. There are miles of tunnels above us, around us, below us, everywhere.
And miles of eye candy. There's so much to see here.
After 13 years, I'm still finding things I've never seen before.
You know, after 3 years plus of doing The Thread, I'm still finding ministries that I didn't know existed. In fact, I got one for you that meets a need you may not have even been aware of and does so in a way that you may have never thought valuable.
Newborns in Need was started in 1992 by a lady who was shocked to find out that babies were going home from the hospital with nothing more than a diaper on. They didn't have warm clothing, they didn't have blankets. This was totally unacceptable to her. And so she set out in her kitchen to do something about it. And from that, it's grown into a nationwide organization. We provide items for premature, sick, and needy babies. We knit, crochet, sew, quilt. We make hats, blankets, sweaters, booties, anything a baby might need. We contact agencies and we look for the unserved or underserved agencies in the area. And we contact them and ask them specifically, what can we help you with? And we build a profile for each agency and go with that.
How wonderful. A place where I can do what I want to do and create something and give it to someone who will actually use it and enjoy it and value it.
I was in IT and was laid off, and my daughter said, Mom, here's an article in the paper about newborns in need. You like babies, you like to knit, maybe you'd like to do something for them. This is pretty much my life now. I got into this primarily because I needed to give back to God for the blessings that I've received.
It's so easy when you get to be older and you retire to feel like you have no value to anybody, to feel like you're useless in this life. So to find a purpose is wonderful.
I got started after the loss of our daughter. 12 years ago, she passed away of a genetic condition at 5 months old. I was Googling online for somewhere to donate a wedding dress to, and that's how I stumbled upon them. We collect our wedding dresses to make bereavement items. We do gowns. We do also for the boys, we make little suits for them. Also fetal demise packets, and also we do some gowns as well to give to the hospitals that are within the area.
Babies who would lose their fight for life might be buried in a paper bag.
And we have a couple of our volunteers that cut down the wedding dresses and take them apart, and then we use those to make our bereavement items for the hospitals. And we do have a few of our other members that have lost children as well, so it was nice to have somebody else that's gone through the same thing as well.
It gave me an instant group, community to belong to and to share with, common values, common goals.
There's more babies that need help, and I wish we could serve every one of them, and we're not going to be able to, but we can do something. We focus on what we can do, not what we can't do.
I love that ministry, and I love what she said there. She just said, we don't think about what we can't do, we just think about what we can do. They're not trying to do it all at once, just doing the next step, serving the next child, knitting the next hat, blanket, just serving those people in a powerful way, just through what they already do. They have a passion for knitting, for sewing, and they're able to use that in a way to bless other people. You know, in Genesis 1:27, the scripture tells us that God created man in his own image. In the image of God, he created him. Male and female, he created them. And then in verse 28, it says, go be fruitful and multiply. And yeah, sure, that means go have a lot of kids, but it means more than that. It means multiply my image. You're my image bearer. Now bear my image here, bear it there, bear it all over the world. Multiply my image bearers so that my image is born throughout the world. Not everybody's going to the same place or running in the same lane, but just bloom right where you're planted. I mean, look at Brendan's backpacks. It started off as just an Eagle Scout project, and look what it's turned into. A ministry that's serving so many on a regular basis. He stepped to a need, and then it just grew into this bigger mission. How about Jamie at McDonald's? Man, you work at a fast food restaurant. What are you going to do? I'm going to bless everybody that walks in that door. I'm going to greet them with a smile, and I'm going to make their day. And they're going to remember it, and they're going to come back again and again and again. Because I greeted them with a smile, because I showed them I cared. Because I cared about the pets that they had. I cared about the lives that they led. So much so that they bring me gifts on a regular basis. Because that smile meant so much to them. Sacred Grounds. They were just looking for a way to employ their son and his friends in a way that gave them honor and dignity. They didn't know a thing about coffee, but they knew this was a way to do it. So what did they? Just did it. And God provided a way. By them stepping to the need, he just provided a way for it to happen. And now they're serving on a regular basis. And look who's being served in it. Not only those who are working Sacred Grounds, working the truck, those who are receiving it, and the community that's created through it. You heard those high school students, man, it makes their day. I mean, this is what we're called to do. And look, when I was called to seminary, I thought God was preparing me to be a pastor of a church, 4 walls and a steeple. But what I quickly learned is he was preparing me to do ministry right where I was. He said, you know that platform I gave you on television for 16 years? I'm sending you back there, and you're gonna speak for me now. It's not about a certain destination. The journey is the destination. We're supposed to minister along the way, to touch the lives of every person who crosses our path, right where we are. Bloom where you're planted. So where are you today? Where are you right now? That's your mission field. Where are you going today? That's your mission field. That's your path that he's laid out for you, and all he's saying is love God, love people. Love others as I have loved you, and go out and bless them and shine the light on them that I have blessed you with. We've received such a powerful gift in Jesus Christ. He paid the price for our sins that we'd have an everlasting life with him. Joy, the joy of the Lord be our strength, and let's go out and share it with others. That brings us to the end, but not the end. You know what I'm talking about. 2 filet, 1 basket fry.
Good job.
Bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, you have to put it in here. Okay, may I take your order, please? Welcome to McDonald. I forgot to say welcome to McDonald.
Media Production Group.